The Ministry of Sanitation and Water Resources has urged municipal assemblies to impose surcharges on waste collectors who fail to promptly collect or delay in collecting refuse in various communities. This decision follows the sector minister's recent visit to inspect sanitation issues in certain areas after heavy rains. During the visit, she witnessed unsanitary conditions and overflowing heaps of refuse. Citi News' Kennedy Chumesi has more in this report.
Nima residents are facing a dire situation as overflowing refuse bins and unsightly litter piles have become an all too familiar sight in their community. The pervasive stench and health hazards associated with this field are causing increasing concern among the populace who have no choice but to endure these conditions. During a recent visit to Nima to assess the sanitary conditions following the recent downpour, Minister of Sanitation and Water Resources Frida Prempeh expressed disappointment at the prevalence unsanitary conditions in the community. She was further amazed at a resident who was captured coming out of the side of an open drain without taking into consideration the health implications.
No metal slab will really prevent the plastic from entering. Exactly. It's an open defeat.
Overflowing refuse bins were spotted throughout the community, painting a grim picture of the sanitation crisis. In view of this, the sanitation minister called for an immediate action to rectify the situation, highlighting the need for assemblies to impose surcharges on waste collectors. She believes that this measure is essential to ensure timely waste collection and to hold waste management companies accountable for their responsibilities.
We have to change our attitude. And this refuse you see behind me is under the purview of the assembly. They have signed contracts with private service providers, and they're supposed to ensure that the private service providers clear and collect the garbage. This garbage is not just 1 day old. I believe it's about 2 weeks old. And we should not sit back as an assembly and take excuses from the service providers that my car has broken down, my driver is sick and all that. There should be a provision in the bylaws to surcharge them. If they don't clear the refuse on time, there should be surcharge. We should not find extra money that will be used to build kindergartens for these young people to clear refuse. So the assemblies, yes, as a ministry, will collaborate with you. But we want to send a word out there that all these refuse, all these bola, like we see, is under the purview of the assembly. And they're supposed to ensure that it's cleared by the private service providers they've signed on with.
In addition, the sanitation minister expressed her willingness to engage in discussions regarding the establishment of specialized environmental courts.
I don't think it's just about delayance at the courts because they all have so many issues to deal with. Well, the advocacy is still on. That's the thoughts of other people, but I believe together as a ministry and as the regional coordinating council and the assemblies, we should be able to put our heads together and ensure that the right thing is there. If I believe that we have these beautiful bylaws, if we enforce our bylaws, we'll not even be taking people to the sanitation courts. And I must say, some of our own people at the assembly are part of the problem. They are part of the problem because when you ask them to go and demolish a structure, the same people will pass by and go and give them prior information that tomorrow will be coming here, do this or do that. When you write on their walls, they go and inform them. There are sometimes people start building in waterways and they decide to write stop work. So that when you are passing by, you think there is assembly that has written stop work on it. So you just pass by, they continue to build in the night. So I think that we have to do our part of the job. We have to educate our people. We have to enforce our bylaws. We have to make sure the right thing is done. As for the sanitation courts, we can still continue with the dialogue.
Now, aside the call for attitudinal change among the citizenry, the Minister for Sanitation and Water Resources, Frida Prempeh, is also advocating and urging various municipal assemblies to surcharge various waste collectors who fail to pick up rubbish when they have been contracted to do so. Reporting for Citi News, my name is Kennedy Chumesi.